Steph.
And I'm Ty.
And we're Stef-n-Ty.
We met on the metro in Washington, D.C., the metro train. I was going to work one morning, and Steph was going to work, and just started speaking to her, and getting a number and giving her a call, and hey, Stef-n-Ty was born.
Not that quick though. After he wheedled my number out of me, then we started having lunch from time to time, and we got to be really good friends first.
We've been featured in the New York Times. We've also been featured in YSB. We've been featured in quite a few. The Detroit Citizens, the Detroit Free Press. We started the company of Stef-n-Ty in 1991 in Washington, D.C. We left Washington, D.C., moved to New York City. We had a 4-year run in New York City. Left New York City, moved to Baltimore, Maryland. From Baltimore, we were in Baltimore 12 years. We moved from Baltimore to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We stayed in Philly for 2 years. Moved from Philly to Chicago. We lived another 2 years in Chicago. Back to Baltimore for another 2 years. From Baltimore to Detroit. And now we're here in Detroit.
So in other words, it's been a very long journey. We didn't have our own shop when we were living in DC. We did sell out of another store that was in the district, but we did have a shop in Baltimore. Our shop in Baltimore, we did really, really well there for a while. It's a different market there, and we were doing mainly clothing. Originally, I started out as a clothing designer, doing a full line of clothing. I started making the hats because I used to have locks, and I could never find anything to fit over my hair. Once you let your hair go natural, you're just like, you can't fit hats on them anymore. I get inspired mostly by textiles. I really love textiles, and I'm a very tactile person, like texture and color and pattern. And so I get joy out of being able to mix different types of fabrics together. First thing I do is select what type of fabrics I'm going to use, and I go from there to cutting the pieces out for the hats. I usually do make the hats in batches, so I may spend one day just cutting out pieces, and then the next day I'll spend putting them together in bundles as to what pieces are going to go for which hat. I don't really kind of sit down and say, okay, well, I want to make a red hat with a blue bow on it. It just kind of works out that way. The third day I'll sit and start prepping them, and which includes ironing the interfacings onto the brims and getting that all ready, and then actually sitting and sewing. I don't know that I have a classification for my style, except that it's the hats are all one of a kind. They're all funky.
Steph and I, we work really good together in terms of, in the business. Steph is doing the creative part of the business, and I am doing the promotions, the marketing of the company. Outside of my creative ability in the business too. And we spin off of each other really good.
Been lots of times when you're frustrated and maybe the money's not coming like it needs to come to be able to continue your craft, or people are not appreciating it the way you think they should be appreciating it. And I have threatened probably 50 times to just say, that's it. I'm not making no more clothes. That's it. I'm not doing it ever again, But it's not, I know that deep in my heart that's not going to happen.
What's kept me going is just that, so many of the ancestors have done this. And for us not to keep it going is to me, is crazy.
If you notice a lot of, famous people, actors and musicians, they do what they do all the way up until they die on stage or in the theater or wherever it is, because it's in them to do. And, we may not ever become, fabulously wealthy or famous, but we can spend our life doing what it is we love to do and have people that will appreciate it and support it.
Detroit is the final stop. In terms of the U.S., we're not moving anymore around in the U.S. Detroit will definitely be the base, so we're not leaving Detroit. But again, I would like to take the company to other countries.
I really love Detroit. You know, one thing that we really appreciate about being here is that, you know, people are very supportive. You know, the community looks out for you, people support creativity, and they have for a long time. Even when we weren't living here, we used to sell to stores here, so we already had like a customer base. Yeah, no, we're not moving no more. No. We too old for that stuff. It's over. I'm tired of packing up. That's it. When you find out what it is that the Creator gives you, that's your gift or your talent or the thing that you need to do, then it's gonna keep coming. It's gonna keep coming. It's really not a way that you can stop it.